how did you get into commentating? Because that is a very different skill set than fighting.
Yeah, it is. And I didn't know that, by the way, because my very first commentating job was for the UFC. And this was after we got kicked off of cable.
Yeah.
So we didn't have a lot of funds to throw shows.
Yeah.
So Bob, the old owner, who's a dear friend of mine, a great man, this was all his idea, the UFC and mixed fighting. He calls me and he's like, listen, Frank, I got a great idea. He's like, you're going to be the next big thing, and you're going to be a great commentator, and we're going to have you commentate a fight that you're also going to fight the first fight of the night on. And I go, well, come again? He goes, yeah. You'll come out, we'll film it just like it's a real fight, because it is. And then, but no, it won't be on the card. And then we'll put it for another pay-per-view, and we'll sell, we'll do a show without doing a show. You'll make me a bunch of money. I'll make you a commentator. I go, that sounds great. So the matchmaker is supposed to get me, a comparable guy. And it gets me Jeremy Horn, who just hangs on me. I can't do anything with him. I barely win. Then I run in the back, put my suit on, run back out, and commentate a pay-per-view show. And I'm sitting in my hotel chair that night, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think those two mix. I don't think I'm like, those are separate activities. I'm like, what the heck was I thinking? I like bruises on my head. He like elbowed me in the temple. I'm like, yeah, it sounds great, guys. It was so ridiculous. So yeah, that was my first lesson in how to separate these activities and opportunities.
Yeah. As I recall, you were a main figure in Strikeforce commentary after a while.
Yeah.
Was it Strikeforce? I can't remember. I think it was Strikeforce.
Strikeforce, yeah. I did Strikeforce. Yeah. And I did 3 shows with the UFC and I did Bellator. I've done, Glory
Bellator too, that's right.
Yeah, I've done pretty much all of the sports. But yeah, the first one was probably one of the dumbest things I've ever done.
Oh, that's a great story, though. You have a great story from it. Yeah. And what would you say? Because, a lot of listeners, they have to give public speeches or presentations, right? And I always think about commentating. It looks easy on TV or when you're watching it, but that is not an easy thing to do. And so how did you learn that skill and hone that skill and get better at that? Obviously the first time they just threw you into the deep end of the pool, but as your career evolved, you were incredibly professional, one of the best in the game at commentating. How did you develop that skill?
Well, I accidentally got a mentor in Mauro Ranallo, who's the voice of PBC boxing, Showtime boxing, WWE. He's been a sports broadcast. Yeah, he's for like 40 years. But I got an opportunity with Strikeforce on Showtime to broadcast. They called me up, gave me the, hey, come on, do the thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm Frank Shamrock. I do it all. And I think I mentioned earlier, I don't watch sports. I don't watch any sports. So I don't know what broadcasters or announcers do. I know what hosts do at like awards shows and, charity auctions. So anyways, I didn't realize you got to know, there's a little bit of, research. People actually go to school to it. So I show up extremely confident with no research done. I was also, a champion fighter, and I was still, the brand spokesman and owner of a Strikeforce, a lot of jobs. But I'm standing there getting ready to go. They're like, all right, you ready? And this is my live audition on Showtime. And then Mauro Ranallo looks at me and he goes, buddy, you okay? Because I'm just sweating profusely. He goes, buddy, all right? I go, yeah, I'm a little nervous, man. I go, I'm a little nervous. Yeah. He goes, why? What's up? He goes, didn't you go to broadcast school? I go, no. I go, and I don't watch any sports. Dude. I go, I don't watch any sports. He goes, what do you mean you don't watch sports? I go, I don't watch sports. I don't know what a broadcaster does. He goes, oh, wow. And he was such a pro. He turns to the cameraman and he goes, hold on a minute. And in 5 minutes, he taught me broadcasting.
Wow.
And that's it. Yeah. Do this, dip, turn, point, turn, stand, I go, oh, well, that's not that hard. And I started doing it. But it is hard because you've got to work and think and speak reactionary in real time for other
Yeah.
people's amusement and information. And that is the challenge in the job.